I've just drawn two diameters here. Okay, great. So if I say this is the center of the circle O, what does it say? CB a circle of radius 5 meters, so the radius is 5. Having centered O, PQ be a chord of C that passes through points A and B, where A is located 4 meters north of O. 4 meters north of O. So can I say this is A? If this is A, this is 4 meters and this is 1 meter because the radius is 5 meters. And B is located 3 meters east of B. B is located, let's say, here. So this is 3 meters and this is 2 meters because the radius is 5. Okay. The length of PQ, okay, and PQ passes through AB. So let us draw that line also. Okay. Yeah. So this is PQ. Right? Now we want to find the length of PQ. Can I say PQ is nothing but PA plus AB plus BQ? Isn't it? Okay. Now what is AB? AB, all of us know Pythagoras, bhai sahab. So AB will be 5. But what are PA and PB? Can I say PA? If this is 1, this should be greater than 1. Has to be greater than 1. Similarly for BQ, I can say BQ should be greater than 2 because this length is 2. That means this should be slightly more than 2. So can I say PA plus BQ should be greater than 3? So that means PA plus BQ should be greater than 3. So can I say PQ should be greater than this plus this is 3 and this is 5 should be greater than 8. Long choice, less than 8, less than 8, more than 8, less than 8, correct answer. Now what mathematics did you need? That's your ability to visualize the fact that as far as we are concerned, PQ has to be greater than 2 and PA has to be greater than 1 is all you need to be able to visualize. You don't need any high funda maths for it. And this is what I want you to understand is important, that when you have a question in front of you, you have to look at the data carefully and approximate, guesstimate, whatever you want to do. All methods are available to you and we have used one of those methods. Don't get stuck only with formula. Okay? So again to repeat, what you need to be always focusing on is, okay, what is given? What am I asked? Keep your focus here. And obviously, how do I link the two? This is what we need to look at. And all these methods are only supporting tools for us. If I don't understand what is given and what is asked, everything else is a waste of time. So which is why I always say, please read the question carefully. Don't rush through it. And let's look at this CAT 2018 question now. Okay. When they work alone, B needs 25% more time to finish a job than A does. Now, without even going further, B needs 25% more time than A does. Okay. So can I say that if A does the job in 4x days, B will do the job in 5x days, right? 25% more time than A does. The two finish the job in 13 days in the following manner. A works alone till half the job is done. Then A and B work together for 4 days. And then B works alone to complete the remaining 5% of the job. In how many days can B finish the entire job? Okay. Couple of hints out here. B, we need to find in how many days can B finish the job. B finishes the job in 5x days. That means the number of days should be a multiple of 5. This is the one. So this should be the number of days for B, the only multiple of 5. Another hint is given in the question. A does the job in 4x days. This should be A. Why is this given? Because some of you will not be very careful and instead of calculating for B will calculate for A and then mark the wrong answer. Okay? 2 hints very clearly given. Another hint given. Look at this. And finally, B works alone to complete the remaining 5%. What is 5%? 1 by 20. So if B does the job in 20 days and 1 day, he'll do 5% of the job, which is what it's saying. So it is very, very obvious, even without doing any further calculation, you could straight away say this is the answer. But I know some of you will not be very confident, so why don't you verify? So let me assume, I am saying, I am verifying this choice now. So if B does the job in 20 days, Where's the eraser? Yeah. So if B does the job in 20 days, that means in 1 day B will do 5% of the job. If A does the job in 16 days, that means in 1 day A will do 1 by 16 or 6.25% of the work. Okay. Now what does it say? The two finish the job in 13 days in the following manner. A works alone till half the job is done. A works alone till half the job is done. To do 50% of the work, A will take 8 days. Okay. Then A and B work together for 4 days. Then A plus B work together for 4 days. A plus B in 1 day will do 11.25% of the work. Because B does 5% work per day, A does 6.25% per work per day, 11.25. So in 4 days they'll do 11.25 into 4. So 11.25 into 4 is 44 plus 1, 45% of the work. And then B completes the remaining 5% of the job. To do the remaining 5% of the job, we will take 1 day. Is this 40, 50, is this 100% of the work is done? And how many days had it taken? 13 days, which is what the question said. So this has been verified. But my point is, why did you even waste so much time? It was very obvious this can be the only answer. Please mark this answer and move on. Don't waste your time doing anything else. Okay. So remember, focus on the choices, focus on what the information is given and what is that it expects you to find. Okay. Then we have these cute numbers. CAT is all about cute numbers, simple numbers. What do I mean by cute numbers? Numbers which are easy to handle, easy to calculate. Remember, CAT is not about calculation. CAT is not about calculation. And what is my proof for that? They have given you a calculator. If they have given you a calculator, that means calculation is not important. Wherever you have a difficult question or a difficult calculation, you want to use a calculator, please do it. But calculation should not be starting point. CAT questions are created with simple numbers, easy numbers, so that calculation is not an issue. Okay. Similarly, we look at most of the question will be rational. 0, 1, minus 1, easy numbers to handle, rational numbers. So we'll be looking at all of these, and this is the line which explains everything. Cute numbers are the ones which are easy to handle, which are not difficult to handle. Okay. Okay. Now look at this question. The sum of squares of two numbers is 97. Sum of squares of two numbers is 97. Which of the following cannot be their product? Okay. Now all such questions, there's one thing which you need to remember. Okay. Okay. That answer lies here. The numbers which satisfy, but their product can be here. 3 out of them will be here. That means 1 will be either here or here. What does that tell you? That tells you your answer is an extreme choice. So if I look at these 4 numbers, minus 32, plus 16, plus 48, plus 64. These C will satisfy or these C will satisfy. That means these two cannot be the answer. Invariably, you will end up saying these two cannot be the answer. Answer will be one of these. So in all such questions, please remember, most of the time you will find that the answer will be an extreme choice. Okay. But let's look at this question again and again. I'm going to do very, very simple elimination or approximation or guesstimate, whatever you want to call it. Sum of squares of two numbers is 97. Let me say the numbers are x and y. So can I say x square plus y square is equal to 97? Which of the following cannot be the product? Now, when will the product be maximum? Product will be maximum when x is equal to y. So let me assume x is equal to y. I'm trying to find the maximum product. So if I say x equal to y, can I say 2x square is equal to 97? Or x square is equal to 97 by 2? Which is how much? 48 to 48.5. So what is x going to be? Plus minus under root of 48.5. Can I say approximately plus minus 7? Okay. So what will be the maximum product? Maximum product will be, because I have taken x equal to y, the maximum value is plus 7. So maximum product will be 7 into 7, which is 49. And what will be the minimum product? Minimum product will be minus 7 into minus 7. Minus 7 into plus 7, sorry, which is minus 49. So my answer has to lie between plus and minus 49. Okay. This is within plus 49. less than minus 49. Oh, sorry, more than minus 49. So this lies in the range. This lies in the range. Wrong answer. This does not lie in the range. So the correct answer is 64. So end of the day, all we have done is we have said for the product to be maximum, the numbers have to be equal. And we have found the range of the maximum. So the answer has to be between minus 49 and plus 49. 32 comes, minus 32 comes here, plus 16 comes here, 48 comes here, 64 comes here. Outside the range has to be the answer. And that is what I said initially. The answer will be one of the two extreme choices. The answer will always in such question be one of the two extreme choices. So be careful about such things. Okay. Okay. Next thing. Okay. End of the day, there are four choices given to you. You eliminate three, you have got the answer. And if you notice, that is what we have done out here, na? In this question, we said my answer has to be greater, less than 8, less than 8, less than 8. Three choices gone, the remaining choice becomes the answer. Same thing we have done now in this particular question. Okay, so your job is to first of all eliminate. That's the first thing you need to remember. Elimination is extremely important. When you eliminate three incorrect options, what is left becomes the correct option. Look at this particular question from CAT 21. This is negative if and only if. Okay. Now all such questions, please remember one simple thing. If I look at any choice, let me look at this choice. Okay. If even one number does not satisfy, okay, then the choice has to be wrong. If this is a correct answer, that means every number in this choice is going to satisfy this particular equation. Okay. So your job is to again look at in all such questions, pick up number from the choice and verify. So your job in such questions is to verify and not to solve. If you're solving, yeah, you will get the answer, but you'll waste a lot of time. Okay. Now let's look at the choices. Okay. Let's look at the choices. Less than minus 5, minus 2. Okay. Similarly, minus 2 to plus 3, minus 2 to plus 3. Okay. This is the common part. Okay. Now, what number should I verify? I'll always go with cute numbers, simple numbers, easy to handle numbers. I'll start with x equal to 0. Why x equal to 0? X equal to 0 is available in this choice and available in this choice. X equal to 0 is missing in the remaining two choices. What does that mean? If x equal to 0 satisfies, this implies that means the answer will be either 1 or 3. If x equal to 0 does not satisfy, that means answer will be either choice 2 or 4. So your job is to pick up a number, eliminate choice. So if I put x equal to 0, what do I get? F0 will be equal to minus 15 by minus 18, which is equal to 15 by 18, which is equal to positive, but we want negative. What does that mean? This implies x equal to 0 is wrong. Any choice that contains x equal to 0 to be eliminated, and the answer has to be either choice 2 or 4. Now look at these two choices again. This is a common area in both of them. Don't focus on the common, focus on what is not common. Okay. Now what is not common? Choice 2 says this thing and choice 4 says less than minus 5. So if you take, let's say, x equal to minus 10. Minus 10 is available in choice 4 but not choice 2. If minus 10 satisfies, what does that mean? Answer will be 4. If minus 10 does not satisfy, that implies answer will be equal to 2. Okay. So let's check. Why have they taken minus 10? Easy number. 10 is a 10 square, etc. is not difficult to handle. So go with an easy number. Alternately, you could have done, if I said here, you could have done check for x equal to minus 3. That is also you could have done. But let's check for x equal to minus 10. So what is f of minus 10? 100 minus 20 minus 15. So this is equal to 100 minus 20 minus 15 divided by 100. X is minus 10, so x square 100 plus 70. Because 7 into minus 10 minus 18. This is 80, 75, 65. 65 divided by 170 minus 18, 152. This is positive. That means x equal to minus 10 does not satisfy, because what we are looking for is a negative value. So x equal to minus 10 is in choice 4. So this is wrong. The correct answer becomes choice 2. Okay. You would have done exactly the same thing using x equal to minus 3 or minus 4 also. Your choice completely. But my point is, pick up a number from the choice and verify. Inequalities, etc. These kind of questions are verified. They should not be solved. Verification takes less time, and hence it is a preferred method. Okay. Very, very important. Options are part of the information. This is what I said earlier also. If you are not reading the options, you are wasting your time. Okay. Next question from CAT 2018. X, Y, Z be three positive real numbers in geometric progression such that X is less than Y less than Z. If 5X, 16Y and 12Z are in arithmetic progression, what is the common ratio of the geometric progression? Okay. Now first question to you. X, Y, Z are in geometric progression. Okay, this is a GP. X is less than Y less than Z. What can you say about the common ratio? Common ratio should be greater than 1. Because if common ratio is less than 1, then X will be less than Y. It will be, greater than Y. Isn't it? Because common ratio is greater than 1, or rather because X is less than Y and Y less than Z, that implies common ratio has to be greater than 1. Look at the choices. Two choices are wrong. Our common ratio has to be greater than 1, hence choice 2 and choice 4 are wrong. Okay. Next step. Two choices left. Let's verify. Let me take common ratio. Let common ratio be equal to 3 by 2. Choice 3. I am checking for 3 by 2 if it satisfies or not. If it satisfies, that is the answer. If it does not satisfy, answer will become choice 1. Okay. So if R is equal to 3 by 2, that means let me take X equal to 1. If X is 1, Y becomes 3 by 2, Z becomes 9 by 4. After all, if X is equal to B, this will be BR, this will be BR square. That is all I have done. 1 into 3 by 2, 3 by 2 into 3 by 2. Now what do we want? We want 5X, 16Y and 12Z. So let's calculate 5X, 16Y and 12Z. And check whether they are in AP or not, because these three have to be in AP. 5X will become equal to 5. 16Y will be 16 into 3 by 2, which is 24. And 12Z will be 12 into Z is 9 by 4, which is 27. So 5, 24, 27. Is this an AP? No, this is not an AP. If this is not an AP, that means choice 3 is wrong. 3 options gone, the remaining choice becomes the correct answer. Please remember, options are part of the solution. Don't ignore the option, work with the option. When you work with the option, you are able to save time. And this is what we did. First we said, after all, common ratio has to be greater than 4. That means choice 2 and choice 4 are wrong. Then we picked up out of the two choices, and we checked for 3 by 2. 3 by 2 did not give us an AP. That means this is a wrong answer, and the only choice which is left becomes the correct answer. Okay. Another question where the focus has to be on options. I'm just checking if I've got any question or not, because I can't see the screen. Any doubts, any queries which are there? I don't have the chat box in front of me. I presume all those doubts, queries will come to me in the WhatsApp. So I'm just checking that one. As of now, there's nothing. Okay. This is a question which most people left in the paper. CAT 21 slot 3, very, very simple, straightforward question if you understood, if you are willing to work with the options. Okay. A shop owner bought a total of 64 shirts from wholesale market that came in two sizes, small and large. The price of small shirt was rupees 50 less than that of large shirt. She paid a total of 5,000 for the large shirt and 1,800 for the small shirts. Then the price of the large shirt and small shirt together is how much? Okay. Now starting point. Let me assume the small shirt is for X rupees and the price of small shirt is 50 rupees less than the large shirt. So large shirt should be X plus 50. So if small shirt costs me X rupees and large shirt costs me X plus 50, what is it asking me to find? Then the price of large shirt and a small shirt together, what is asking me to find is small plus 1 large, how much will they cost? They'll cost me 2x plus 50. Okay. This is what we need to do. Okay. Now, let's look at the choices. Okay. If 2x plus 50 is equal to 150, that means x should be equal to 50 and x plus 50, or rather let me write small shirt and large shirt. That means small shirt should be equal to 50 rupees and large shirt should be equal to 100 rupees. After all, if 2x plus 50 is equal to 150, that means 2x is equal to 100 or x is equal to 50. That's all I've done. Same thing if I look at this particular choice. 2x plus 50 is equal to 2x plus 50 equal to 200. That means x is equal to 75. So that means the small shirt in this case will be 75 and the large shirt in this case will be 125. Now, can you tell me why I have not bothered about these two? These are not cute numbers. These are not cute numbers, hence I have not bothered much about them. I'll come to them later if required. Why am I saying these are not cute numbers? Let's look at 175. If I say 2x plus 50 is equal to 175, what does that mean? 2x will be 125, x will be 62.5. This is not a cute number. 2x plus 50 equal to 225 or 175 means x will come out in decimals. And unlikely that is going to be the answer. I'm not saying definitely no. I'm saying unlikely, which means I'll first check the other choices. I'll check for choice 1 and 4 first. If these don't satisfy, then I'll worry about the other two. But the first thing to remember is these are not cute numbers and CAT is usually full of cute numbers. So choice 2 and choice 4 we'll worry about later, not now. Okay. Now, what is the total amount spent? Okay. The small shirts, she paid a total of 5,000 for large shirt and 1,800 for the small shirt. So the total amount paid is 5,000 for the large shirt plus 1,800 for the small shirt. And total number of shirts purchased is 64. So this is the average price per shirt. Can I say this is slightly more than 100? After all, this is slightly more than 100, isn't it? Now, please look at choice 1. This is wrong. Why? If the average is more than 100, at least one of them should have been more than 100. Average of 50 and 100 will always be between 50 and 100. It will not be more than 100. So, choice 1 is wrong. So, this is what I mean by saying look at the choices carefully. If you look at the choices carefully, you will be able to pick out data which will help you eliminate the incorrect options as well. Okay. So, the first thing out here was to say, choice 2 and choice 3 are not cute numbers, so we'll worry about them later. We are not eliminating them, we'll look at them later. Choice 1 tells me small is 100 and large is from 150. Excuse me. Choice 1 tells me small 50, large 100. That means the average will be less than 100. But as per the question, 6,800 rupees for 64 shirts, that means average has to be more than 100. So choice 1 is wrong. Let's check for choice 4. Verify choice 4. How many shirts have been purchased? Let's find out. Excuse me. We know total of 64 shirts have been purchased. So small and large. Amount paid for large shirts is 5,000. Amount paid for small shirts is 1,800. Each small shirt is 75 rupees. And each large shirt is 125 rupees. If this is the correct answer, this is what is it? Number of shirts. If that's the correct answer, then this should be equal to 64. If this is the correct answer, then this sum should be equal to 64. Let's see if we get 64 or not. If we get 64, this is the correct answer. If we don't get 64, we look at the other two choices. Okay. So what is 1,800 upon 75? Okay. 1,800 upon 75 and 5. Okay. 25 into 3, or rather 3 into 25. This is 600. What is 600 upon 25? 24. And how much is this? 125 into 4 is 500, so 40. 64. So you got 64 shirts. That's the correct answer. So all we have done out here is use the choices, eliminated a couple of one choice, looked at the uncute numbers. These two numbers were not cute, so we ignored them completely and moved and checked the fourth choice. Fourth choice satisfied, so I don't need to worry. If it is not satisfied, then I would worry about these two questions, these two choices. Okay. So please remember, along with the question, please look at the choices also. Very important. I find people getting stuck with steps. No, you don't have to. Approximate. Jump a step, not an issue at all. This question, for example. If x is equal to this, which of the following is equal to 64? Okay. First of all, what is 64 equal to? 2 to the power 6. And we have 4096 with us. What is 4096? 4096, 1024 into 4. And I'm sure everyone knows 1024 is how much? 2 to the power 10 into 4 is 2 square, so there's nothing but 2 to the power 12. Okay. So what is 64? So 4096 is equal to 64 square. Okay. Why am I doing that? Because it is asking me to find 64 when I've been given 4096. Okay. So I can write this x as can I say which is equal to 64 raised to power 14 plus 8 root 3. और चलो इसको आसान कर देते हैं. Okay. So what can I say this is equal to? 64 to the power of the 64 square. What is 7 plus 4 root 3? Root 3 is equal to 1.7 approximately. So 4 root 3 will be 6.8. 1.7 into 2, 3.4 into 2, into 2 it makes it 6.8 plus 7. So this becomes 13.8. So what is this equal to? 64 raised to power double of 13.8, 27.6. Okay. So this is x. What do we need to find? 64. So what is 64 going to be equal to? X to power 1 upon 27.6. Can I say approximately x to power 1 upon 28? Why am I looking at 1 by 28? Because I know what is 1 by 28. 1 by 28 is equal to, or rather let me start from there. 1 by 14 is 7.14%. 1 by 28 will be 3.57%. Or approximately 0.0357. Or can I say approximately 0.03 upon 0.034. Okay. So I have using a calculation rather than solving the number. I am not doing it mathematically. I am effectively doing calculator. There's a question where you can use a calculator also. There's a calculator question to me. Okay. Now I have done this calculation only. Some of you may need to do use a calculator. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Now look at choice 1. What is choice 1? Okay. Let me just erase this. So what we need is we have calculated that 64 is equal to this. So what we are looking for is 64 is equal to x to power 0.036. Now let's look at the choices. What is 7 by 2? 3.5. And what is 2 root 3? Root 3 is 1.7 into 2, 3.4. 1.73. I'm being a little exact now. 1.73 into 2, 3.46. So can I say this is nothing but x to power 3.5 minus 3.46, which is nothing but x to power 0.04. Can I say this is almost equal to x to power 0.04? Yes, this is a possible answer, but let's verify the others also. What is this going to be? X to power 7 minus, how much is 2 root 3? We just did 3.46. There's approximately x to power 3.54. Wrong. We are looking for a value which is somewhere in this range. This one, choice 3, x to power 7, 3.46 into 2. This is 2 root 3 is 3.46. So 4 root 3 will be 6.92. So this becomes x to power 0.08. We don't want 0.08. We want 0.036 or maybe 0.04. Wrong choice. Choice 4, x to power 7 by 2 again 3.5 minus 4 upon root 3. How much is 4 upon 1.73? This will be greater than 2 and less than 3. Let's say approximately 1.73 into 2 is 3.46 and 1.73 into 3 will be 3.5. So this will be approximately 2. Let's say 3. I'm just taking an approximate number, which is x to power 1.2. Wrong choice. Steps don't matter, the answer matters. There's a typical question which you should be happy using a calculator if you need to. After all I have done is, we have said the question wanted to know what is 64. I calculated 64 to be approximately x to power 0.036 and check the choices accordingly. Yeah, if you ask me to do this question mathematically, I will not be able to solve it mathematically at all. Okay. Now let's come to algebra. This is where people struggle a lot, but remember, algebra is something we don't do. We do only arithmetic. Now, what do I mean to say we do arithmetic? Mean that we will replace variables with numbers. Don't focus on variables. Convert algebra to arithmetic by giving a value to the variable. If you give a value to x, it becomes arithmetic. Okay, so work with numbers rather than. Okay. And the first thing, 2 places I'll do exactly opposite what the question says. Whenever question gives me a general case, I will do a specific case. Okay, that's the first. I'll come to the second part also. So whenever the question gives you something, does not mean you have to do exactly that. You have to do the reverse also. Okay, so let's look at this particular question from CAT 2020 SLOT-2. The value of log of a by b base a plus log of b by a base b for 1 less than a less than equal to b cannot be equal to. Again, cannot be equal to. Okay, what should you do? Start putting values. This is a general case which is given. Why am I saying general case? Because I don't know what value. It is true for all values of a and b. So if it is true for all values of a and b, it should be true for my values of a and b also. Okay, and so let's start by checking out. Let's take a equal to 10, b equal to 10. Satisfying this condition? Okay, so what is it we have? What does this expression become? Log of base 10 of a upon b, 10 by 10, 1 is 10 to power 0. Because 10 by 10 is 1, nothing but 10 to power 0. Plus log of b is again 10. Okay, and what is b by 10 by 10? 0. What is it equal to? 0 plus 0, 0. That means it cannot be equal to, it can be equal to 0. Take the next case. A equal to 10, b equal to 100. So if you notice, I'm only looking at powers of 10 because that will make my calculation easier. So what does it become? Log of a by b. 10 by 100 is 10 to power minus 1. Base a, base 10. Plus log of 10 by, this is b by n. 100 by 10 is 10. Base b, b is nothing but 100. Base 100. How much will this be? This is nothing but minus 1. Okay, and this is 1 by 2. After all, what is 10? Under root. Okay, after log of 10 base 100 is nothing but log of under root base 100. Log of under root of 100 base 100, which is half of. Okay, so minus 1 plus half, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 can also be the answer. Now please tell me what the answer should be. Now if you notice very clearly, in the first case we got the value of this expression as 0. Next value was minus 1 half. So if I take a third case, a equal to 10 and b equal to 1000, will the next value be this side or this side? Obviously this side. The pattern will hold. Let's verify in any case. So what do we have here? Log of base 10, a upon b. 10 upon 1000 is 1 by 100 or 10 to the power minus 2. So this is nothing but minus 2. Plus log of b by log of 1000 upon 10 is log of 100. 100 and log of b is 1000. What is this? This is 10 square and this is 10 cube. So this will be plus 2 by 3. What is this equal to? 2 minus is minus 4 by 3. This is minus 4 by 3. So minus 4 by 3. So it is going down. Positive value will not come at all. And that is what the answer should be. So your job, again, I am again repeating, when you have algebra, general case is given, use specific case. A general case was given, we have verified for specific cases, identified the pattern, and we have eliminated the choices. Okay. And again, if a specific case is given, I'll do the general case. Out here, a general case was given, that means A, B, etc. The variables were given and I had to substitute the value, so that is what I did. In the next case, when a specific case is given, I will check, convert into a general case and check. Okay, look at this particular question from CAT 2019. Population of town is P at the beginning of the year, it becomes 3 plus 2P at the beginning of next year. Population at the beginning of 2019 is 1000, then the population of 24, then the population at the beginning of 2034 will be how much? So 2000, what is the first year? 19. Population is 1000. What will be the population 2020? 2020, the population will become 3 plus 2P. 2P is 2000. So if it is P, it becomes 3 plus 2P. It becomes 2003. Similarly, you can calculate for 2021 up to 2034. I want you to look at the 4 choices. Do you find something interesting in the choices? All of them have 2 to power 14 or 15. Somewhere power of 14 or 15 is there. What does that tell me? If I say this is year 1, is this not year 15? 19 to 21 years has elapsed, 19 to 34, 15 years will elapse. Okay? So that means my starting point is, if for the 15th year, it is 2 to power 15, that means for the nth year, it should have been 2 to power n. So this is a specific case given, I am converting to a general case. Okay. Similarly, look at choice 2. What will be my general case? 997 into 2 to power. For the 15th year, it is 14. So the nth year should be n minus 1. Third choice, 997 raised to power 15. That means 997 raised to power n minus 3. And choice 4, 1003 raised to power 15 or n plus 6. Okay. Now this is the data which has been given to us. What we have done is specific case given, convert into a general case. Okay. Now what should you do? Put n equal to 1. If you put n equal to 1, what do we get in choice 1? For n equal to 1, I'll just erase this part. Let me just, so that I have some place to work. Yeah. For n equal to 1, what I'll get here? For n equal to 1, the answer should be 2003. For n equal to 1, if I put n equal to 1, what do I get? 1003 into 2 minus 3, which is 2003, which is satisfying. But let's look at the other choices also. If n equal to 1, this becomes 997. 2 to power 0 is 1 plus 3, which is 1000. Long choice, we need a 2003. Similarly, if n equal to 1, this becomes 994. Long choice. And if n is equal to 1, this becomes 1009. Long choice. We need a value of 1003. Actually, we could have done it a little faster. Why did we do n equal to 1? We could have done n equal to 0. Okay. If it is n equal to 0, for n equal to 0, should not the answer be equal to? Let me just change the color. For n equal to 0, what should the answer be? N equal to 0 implies 2019. The answer should be 1000. Check. If n is equal to 0, that what does this mean? 1003 into 1 minus 3, it is 1000. For n equal to 0, choice 2 would have been, this is minus 1. By 2, this would have been 997 by 2 plus 3. Wrong choice because number of people cannot be in decimal. This would be n equal to 0 would be 997 raised to power 0 minus 3, which is minus 2. And similarly, this would n equal to 0, this would have been 1003 raised to power 0 plus 6, which is equal to 7. Wrong choice. Okay. So we could have checked for n equal to 0 and equal to 1. The idea is you convert into general case and check for n equal to 0, 1, 2 because these are numbers which are easy to handle. Okay. Okay, inequalities. Remember one of the inequality question we did at the beginning? Eliminate options. Your job in inequalities is to eliminate options and not to solve. If you're solving, you're wasting your time. Okay. For all real values of x. Okay. Algebra, convert into arithmetic. But can you notice something? Even if you don't notice that, you'll still get the answer. But if you notice it, you will be able to get the answer faster. X square, 2x square. 2x, 4x. 4 and 9. So can I write this as x square plus 2x plus 4, the numerator as it is, plus x square plus 2x plus 4 into 2 plus 1. Why have I done that? After all, 2x square plus 4x, 9 I have written as 8 plus 1. Why have I done? Because then I can write it. What does this tell me? This is nothing but k upon 2k plus 1. Okay. The moment you write it this way, it is very obvious. This will always be less than 1 by 2. Isn't it? This will always be less than 1 by 2. Even if you don't do this, even if this is not visible to you, even then you can say, okay, let's start with x equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, what does fx become? It becomes 4 by 9. If x is equal to 1, what does it become? 4, 2, 6 and 1, 7. Numerator and denominator, 2 and 4, 6 and 9, 15. X equal to 2. 2 to the 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 and 4, 12. Divided by 8 plus 8, 16 and 9, 25. It is always less than half. What does that tell me? The right hand side has to be less than half. It will not reach half. That means choice 1 and choice 4 are wrong because 8 by 9 is bigger than 4.5. So 2 choices gone. Now the only issue which you have out here is, should the left hand side include 3 by 7 or not? Now we have checked for x equal to 0, 1, 2, it is increasing. So if I want the lower limit, I should check for the negative value. So check for x equal to minus 1. X equal to minus 1, what does it give? Minus 1 square is 1. Minus 2x plus 2x becomes minus 2 plus 4 upon denominator. X square is 2. X is minus 1, so 2x square will be 2. Minus 4 plus 9. How much does it become? 4 and 5, 1, 3. 9 and 2, 11 minus 4, 3 by 7. That means 3 by 7 should be a part of my answer. Choice 2 is wrong because it does not contain 3 by 7. Correct answer, choice 3. So please remember, algebra means arithmetic. Your job is to eliminate option by substituting values and not doing anything else. Okay. Patterns, extremely important. Algebra means patterns and you will be able to find patterns. So please look for patterns because numbers, arithmetic, everything has patterns and that is what we will look at identifying. Okay. CAT 2019 slot 1 question looks strange. But please tell me, when you look at this particular question, A1, A2, etc., in AP, etc., etc. Okay. Now, how many terms are there? This is my term 1, term 2, n terms. Okay. So if I take only the first term, after all, this is Sn, isn't it? This is equal to Sn. What will be the sum of one term? It is nothing but T1, which will be 1 upon under root of A1 plus under root of A2. What is S2? S2 will be T1 plus T2 and so on and so forth. So if I say I want to check for S1, remember the general case and specific case. General case is given, I am checking for specific case. If n is equal to 1, what should I get? For n equal to 1, this is the answer for me. Check. If I put n equal to 1, what does it happen? For n equal to 1, this becomes n minus 1, 1 minus 1, 0. This will be 0. 0. For n equal to 1, choice 1 and 2 are giving me a value of 0, hence these are incorrect options. Choice 3, if I put n equal to 1 upon under root of A1 plus under root of A2, this satisfies. Just to be sure, choice 4, for n equal to 1, 1 upon under root of A1 minus under root of A2. Wrong choice, correct answer. Okay, so question may look difficult, but if you apply these basic principles of Jugaad, you will be able to get the answer fairly fast. Another question. Look at that pattern again. This time we'll look at clearly the pattern. In the previous question, the pattern was slightly different. Here it is a Jugaad question where you just write down the first 6-7 terms, find the pattern and mark the answer. Okay. X0 is 1, X1 is 2. Excellent. Find X20, 20. And what is my job? I'll find out what is. Okay, X0 is given, X1 is given. I look at X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, maybe X7. Wherever I get a pattern, I will get the answer. Okay, so what is X0? X0 is given us as 1. X1 is given us as 2. What is X2? Xn plus 2 is equal to 1 plus X1. X2 will be 1 plus X1, 1 plus 2 divided by the previous one. If this is n plus 2, this is n plus 1, this is n upon 1. So this is equal to 1, this is 2, this is 3. What is X3 is going to be? 1 plus the previous term, which is 3, divided by the term before that. So 4 by 3, 2. Yeah. 4 by 2, 3. 2, that is. X4 will be 1 plus the previous term, 2, divided by the term before that, 3. So 2 plus 1, 3 by 3, 1. Okay. X5, 1 plus the previous term, 1, divided by the term before that, which is equal to 1. Can you see a pattern? Okay, let me do one more. Okay. 1 plus 1 divided by 1 equal to 2. I can see a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. Next will be 3, 2, 1. What does that mean? This is the same as X5. This will be X6. This is X7. This is X8. This is X9. This will be X10, 20. All numbers ending in 0. So can I say we want X20, 21? This will also be equal to X2021. 2020, sorry. That means this will be X2021. The correct answer is choice 2. So these are pattern questions. Your job is to write the first 5, 6, 7, 8 terms, identify the pattern, eliminate the choice, get the answer. Don't waste time doing it mathematically. Just look at the pattern and get the answer from there. Okay. Sum of infinite series, please remember, is not an issue at all. Why am I saying that sum of infinite series is not an issue? Because sum of infinite series is something you can always find by looking at the choices. Now, before I go to the question, I want you to understand this one simple concept. Okay? If I have a sum of, okay, let me go to the next slide only. If I have a series, let's say, let me look at it, simple geometric progression, 1, half, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 16. Now, there's a geometric progression in which the first term is 1 and common ratio is half. What is the sum of infinite series? It will be first term b upon 1 minus half, which is 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 2. Right? Now I want you to just add the first 4 terms. T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. What does it become? 1, 1.5, 1.75. 1 by 8 is 1.75, 1.875. This becomes 1.875. The first 4 terms together are adding up to 1.875 out of 2. What does that mean? Subsequent terms are negligible. So whenever you have a sum of infinite series, please remember sum of infinite series can only be asked if it is a reducing series. One, it is reducing. Only for reducing series will be asked. Why? Because if it is an increasing series, then the sum of infinite terms will be infinity. For example, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. What will be the sum of infinite series? Infinite. So sum of reducing series is only asked for questions in which it is a reducing series. And if it is a reducing series, the first 4, 5, 6 terms will give you the answer. After that, the terms become negligible. Okay. Now let's look at this question. A1, A2, A3 are given and we want the sum of first 100 terms. Now please tell me, is this not a reducing series? After all, what is A1? A1 is 1 by 10. A2? 1 by 40. 1 by 4 is 0.25, so 0.025. A2. A3, sorry. This was A1, A2, A3. A3 is equal to 1 by 88. I don't know the exact value of 1 by 88. Can I say it will be approximately 1 by 90? 1 by 9 is 0.11. So 1 by 90 will be equal to 0.0111 recurring. So what does it become? 0.011. What is the sum of these terms? A1 plus A2 plus A3. Okay. 5 and 1, 6. 2 and 1, 3. 0.136. Okay. Now please tell me what will be A4. Will not A4 be a very small term less than 0.01? Similarly A5. So all subsequent terms are going to be so small we can ignore. Now look at the choices. This is greater than 2. Wrong choice. Okay. This is half. We have 0.13. This is 0.5. This is 0.25. And 25 by 151, I don't know what is, but I know 25 by 150 is 1 by 6. So can I say this is approximately 0.1617? Okay. Now please tell me. The subsequent terms are more small that they are negligible. So my answer obviously cannot be choice 3. It has to be choice 1. Sum of infinite series. Please remember your job is to add up the first few terms and get the answer from there. Excuse me, guys. Symmetry is extremely important, and the basic funda which I want you to remember is if the question is symmetrical, then the answer choices will also be symmetrical. What do I mean by symmetrical? Interchangeable. In this particular equation, if you interchange xy, if xy are interchanged, yz are interchanged, or zx, then the equation remains the same. If x, y, z being interchanged, the equation does not change, then the answer choice also it should hold. Okay, now look at choice 2. Wrong. Choice 1 and 2 are wrong. Why? For example, in choice 2, if I interchange x and y, oh, excuse me, what does that mean? Instead of x, write y, and instead of y, write z. X, sorry. So x and y to be interchanged. What does that become? This will become y plus z whole square plus xy remains xy. Are these two the same? No, these are not the same. So these are not symmetrical equations. So what I want you to remember, if the equation or the question is choice and choice 1 are wrong because these are not symmetrical. Now you are left with 2 choices. What will you do? General case hai na? Check specific case. So let me take xy plus yz, xy plus yz plus zx equal to 0 is what is given. Let me take x equal to 1, y equal to 0, z equal to 0. It will satisfy. X into y, 1 into 0, 0. Y into z, 0 into 0, plus z into 0 into 1, 0. Satisfies. Check. 1 square. Excuse me, guys. Okay. So what do we need to find? We need to find this value. What is this value equal to? 1 plus 0 plus 0. Choice 3 is giving me 1 plus 0 plus 0, which is equal to 1. Choice 4 is giving me 2 into wrong choice. Correct answer. So many times we eliminate choices just by looking at the equation, because after all, if the equation is symmetrical, then the answer choice also should be symmetrical. That was not the case in choice 1 and 2, so we eliminated those 2 choices, and among the remaining choices we checked for a specific case. Logs people get confused a lot, but this is what I want you to remember. Okay, what does that mean? This implies, okay, in general I will say log of x base b equal to n. This implies base to power n equal to x. That is all you need to know. After all, what is this? This is nothing but but I know log of base 10 is equal to 1 and log of even based on the simple funda. Okay. If log of 3, etc., whatever, what is 4. So simply write. After all, what does that mean? This is 2. Okay, let me write it down. So what does that mean? That means, as far as I am concerned, this entire thing is going to be... Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah. So my starting point will be equal to 0 ki jagah, I'll transpose 2 to the other side, equal to 2. What this means is this is going to be nothing but 2 square. Okay. If this is equal to 2 square or 4, I'll just keep erasing this stuff. So if this is equal to 4, I can say this is equal to 4. If this is equal to 4, this is 3. That means this entire thing will be equal to 1. That means log of base 3 of 4 plus log of base 4 should be equal to 1. If this is equal to 1, that to power 1, which is equal to 3. This is 4 plus something, so this should be equal to, take 4 to the other side, this becomes minus 1. So log of base 4 of x minus 1 equal to minus 1, which implies x minus 1 equal to 4 to power minus 1, which is 1 by 4, or x is equal to, transpose 1 to the other side, 5 by 4. So what is 4x equal to? 4 into 5 by 4, 4. Now, this is a concept which I want you to revise. Almost every year, some exam or the other will give you a question on this basic stupid concept. So please remember this and start working on it. In general, for slightly difficult question of logs, there's a simple process to be followed. The process to be followed is, first step is simplify. Second step is common base. Okay. And third step is approximate or substitute, whatever works for you. Okay. There's a 3-step process that I would want you to follow. Simplify, common base, and approximate. Now let's look at this particular question. Log of 15, log of a base 15 plus log. Now look at this question. Is it not x plus y upon xy? These are the same, these two are the same. Can I not write it as x upon xy plus y upon xy? What does that become equal to? Right? Now, I need to simplify. This is a simplification which I have done. So effectively, what is this expression equal to? This is effectively equal to this particular expression, hence becomes equal to 1 upon log of a base 15 plus 1 upon log of a base 32. There's a simplification we have done. So let me write it down neatly. So effectively, the expression for us is 1 upon log of a base 15 plus 1 upon log of a base 32. This is equal to 4. Now, next step, simplification on common base. Both these expressions have a different base, so make it common. So, if I have log of a base 15, if I convert this to base a, convert everything to base a because we want after all a. So, if the base is common, we can work with it. What will this become? This will become log of a base a upon log of 15 base a. Log of a base a is nothing but 1, so 1 upon log of 15 base a. So, just to help you understand, when the base and the number interchange, the number becomes a reciprocal. Base and the number interchange, reciprocal. So, what does this become? This will become log of 15 base a plus log of 32 base a is equal to 4. Now, the other thing is log of x plus log of y will be equal to log of xy. Okay, so that means this is nothing but log of base a of 15 into 32 is equal to 4. So I can say a to power 4 is equal to 15 into 32. How much does it become? 15 into 30. 15 into 32 is 3320 plus 160, 480. Okay. Now, before we proceed further, this reciprocal, these 2-3 things are something which you need to be aware of. So please make sure you are thorough with this aspect. Okay. Now let me just erase this part. Now we have found that a to power 4 is equal to 480. So where does a lie? I'll check. I know that a to power 4 is equal to 480. Look at the choices. 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's look at it. 2 to power 4, 16. 3 to power 4, 3 3s are 9, 81. 4 to power 4, 4 to power 4 will be 4 4s are 16, 16 squared 256. 5 to power 4, 5 5s are 25, 25 squared 625. So where will 480 lie? 480 will lie here. That means a to power 4 has to be between these two. That means a has to be between 4 and 5. Okay. So remember for logs, first step, simplify. Second, common base. Third, approximate or substitute as the case may be. Another question of logs, but frankly to me it is arithmetic again. Okay. Log of x base 3 equal to log of y equal to log of y base 12 equal to a, where x and y are positive numbers. If g is geometric mean of x and y, what is log of g base 6? Substitute. Substitute again. Take a value of a. What value of a should you take? So if you take a equal to 1, if I take a equal to 1, what does it become? This becomes 1, this becomes 2, this becomes 1 by 2, this becomes 1. Not a good number. Why? Because if I get a equal to, if I get the answer as 1, I don't know whether this is the answer or not. You should always take a number such that the choices can be differentiated. So if I take a equal to 2, what does it become? Under root 2, 4, 1, 2. All 4 numbers are different, so this is what you should be looking for. So let us assume by taking a equal to 2. If a is equal to 2, what do we get? Log of x base 3 is equal to 2 and log of y base 12 equal to 2. What does this imply? X is equal to 3 square and this implies y is equal to 12 square. G is the geometric mean of xy. So what is G going to be? Under root xy is the geometric mean, which is nothing but under root of, which is equal to 3 into 6, 3 into 12, 36. So we want to find log of g base 6. So what is log of g base 6? 36 is nothing but 6 square, so it is equal to 2. So if a is equal to 2, we have taken a equal to 2. If a is equal to 2, choice 1 becomes under root 2, which is wrong. We are looking for the value of 2. Choice 2 becomes 4, again wrong. Choice 3 becomes equal to 1, again wrong. This is equal to 2, correct answer. So again, if you notice, Basic stuff done. Elimination of choices by taking a value. Substitution. General case given. Take a specific case is what we have done out here. As far as geometry is concerned, there are few things which you need to be clear about. Okay, and the first thing is this part. That please remember that as far as CAT is concerned, by and large you will get questions on 90 on Pythagorean triplets, and the only two triangles which you'll get if they are right angle triangle is 45 45 90 or 30 60 90. And I want you to remember, in a 30 60 90 triangle, if the smallest side opposite 30 degrees 1, the hypotenuse will be double and this will be root 3. So the ratio of sides in a 30 60 90 triangle is, in a 30 60 90 right triangle is, the ratio of sides is 1 is to root 3 is to 2. Hypotenuse is double the smallest side. And in case of 45 45 90 triangle, 1 is to root 2. This is a very common thing which you'll find. Look at this particular question. Length of each side of a regular hexagon is 2 centimeter. If T is the midpoint of CD, what is the length of AT? Let's draw a hexagon first. A, B. What is the interior angle of a hexagon? 120 degrees. Length of each side of the hexagon is 2 centimeters. If T is the midpoint of CD, T is here. What is the length of AT? We need to find the length of AT. Now this is obviously 1. Okay, we need to find the length of AT, so we should first find what is BC. Now please look at this particular thing. Yes. Is this not a right angle triangle? And will this not be 60 degrees? This is a 30, 60, 90 degree. If this is 2 centimeters, because the side of a right triangle, side of the hexagon is 2 centimeters, that means this should be 1 centimeter. This should be root 3. So this should also be root 3. So what does it become effectively? It has become like this. This is 2 root 3. This is A, C, T. And CT is equal to 1. So how much will this be? 2 2s are 4 into 3, 12 plus 1 under root 13. Correct answer here. As far as CAT is concerned, every year you find a couple of questions which are based on 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So if you remember this particular stupid thing, you will certainly find you can save a lot of time in terms of a calculation. The second thing which you need to be clear is, यार draw करके हो जाता है. Start using your rough sheet, etc. to measure. Scale is not given, but you have a rough sheet. And if you have a rough sheet, you can always use it to measure. After all, if I say this is, let me assume, if I say this is 5 centimeters. If this much is 5 centimeters, then half of this will be 2.5 centimeters. So even if I don't have a scale, I can do approximation. This is 2.5. If this is 5, half of this will be 2.5. So please use your scale and other stuff, your pencil, your fingers to measure and do an approximation so that you can do the calculation faster. Okay. And in geometry, many questions you can just get the answer just by drawing it correctly. Look at this particular question. 2 circles, each of radius 4 centimeters, touch externally. Each of the 2 circles are touched externally via third circle. So 2 circles touch each other externally. Okay, and they are touched by a third circle. Each of the 3 circles have a common tangent. Now the question is, where do I put the common tangents? Okay, this is the kind of figure you have. Draw it to scale. Do an approximate figure to scale and you will get the answer from here itself. Okay, so if you look at this, the kind of figure we have, what should you do now? Pick up your rough sheet. Yeah. Take your rough sheet and measure. Well, if you take your rough sheet and measure, this is, as far as this is concerned, radius is 4 centimeters. This is 4 centimeters. This will be 2 centimeters. This was 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. Okay. Radius is 4 centimeters. Find the radius of the circle. Oh, sorry. The radius. I'm sorry. My mistake. Radius. Okay. Okay. Each of radius 4 centimeters. If this is 4, This is 2. This is 1. Yeah. Approximately this should be the answer. Now the question, this should be the answer. If you are willing to look at the figure carefully, you will get the answer from the figure itself. Now what the question need to is pi तो आना ही नहीं चाहिए आंसर में. Pi क्यों आएगा मेरे इस आंसर में? After it's a ratio I'm looking at. If there's pi in one circle, it will be there in the other circle also. It will get cancelled out. So the answer can either be 1, 2 or 3, and pi वाला choice तो गलत है. Okay. Another approximation. The vertices of a triangle 0, 0, 4, 0, 3, 9 are given. Area of the circle passing through the 3. Okay. Let's just draw the figure first. This is 0, 0. This is 4, 0. And the third is 3, 9. Okay, let me take this to be 3, 9. Now, which is the longest side of this triangle? Longest side of this triangle will be, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, what is the length of this side? This is 4. What will be the length of this? 3 minus 0 whole square plus 9 minus 0 whole square. 3 minus 0 whole square is 9. 9 minus 0 square is 81 under root 90. And what is this side? 4 minus 3, 1 square plus 9 square, 81. So this is under root 82. This is the biggest side. Now, if this is the biggest side and the circle is passing through all of them, this side has to be under root 90 has to be less than or equal to diameter of the circle. After, remember, diameter is biggest chord. So the diameter cannot be less than under root 90. So I can say area has to be greater than or equal to pi d square by 4. Area has to be, so assuming this to be the diameter, what is the area I get? My answer has to be greater than or equal to that. Okay. So how much does it become? 90 by 4, 22.5 pi. My answer has to be greater than 22.5 pi. Okay. Now look at the choices. This is 2.5 pi. Wrong. This is approximately 5 pi. 7, this is less than 20 pi. Wrong. Correct answer. You can check it also if you want. But my point is, please be willing to approximate. Okay. So as far as geometry is concerned, you should be willing to draw. And yes, this is a question where you should be using a calculator. Yes, you can approximate also, but calculator is something which can always be used out here. Calculator, if you are willing to use it, is fine. Even without that, you can do it, but not complicated calculations. That is not what you should be doing. Anil invests some money at a fixed rate of interest compounded annually. If the interest accrued during the second and third years are 806 and 866, the interest accrued during the fourth year is nearest to how much? So year 1, 806.25. So year 2, not year 1. Year 3, you get an interest of 866.72. Year 4, interest is what you need to find. Now, please tell me, what is the interest we have received out here? Can I say I have received an interest of approximately 60.72 minus 25 is 47. So 60.47. So can I say this should be greater than 60.47? Isn't it? So can I say year 4 value should be greater than 866 plus 60? So 927 approximately. It should be slightly more than 927. This is wrong. This is very high. The answer will be either of them. Why? Which one? Again, 60.47 is an interest received on 806. So what is the interest? 60.47 is the interest received on 806.25. Can I say approximately this 60 upon 800? Which is approximately 7.5%. So all I need to do is add 7.5% to this. What is 10% of 60? 10% of 60 is equal to 6 rupees. So 7.5% is 3/4, so another 4.5. So plus 4.5. So my answer should be about 931. Alternately, pick up your calculator and use it. Alternately, all you need to do is pick up your calculator. If I say this is X, so what does that mean? 866.7. Okay. Let me just erase this stuff so that I have some space to work. Alternately, you should straight away use the calculator. This is either a calculator or an approximation question. If you are going to do anything else, you will be wasting your time. Year 2, year 2 interest, year 2 value of year 3 value upon year 2 value should be equal to year 4 value upon year 3 value. This upon this should be equal to this upon this. So use a calculator, but don't try to waste time doing anything else. Okay. Theta, simple question. Start making cases. Okay. After this, we'll go to the CAT paper. I think I'm running a little behind schedule. So Sazil, I'll probably go up to 12:30 to 12:40. Okay. A tea shop offers cups in 3 different sizes. Product of pricing that are equal to 800. The prices of the smallest and the medium size are in the ratio of 2:5. If the shopkeeper decides to increase the price of smallest and medium by 6 rupees, keeping the price of the larger size unchanged, product changes to 3,200. The sum of the original price of the three different sizes. Okay. So what do we have here? 3 different sizes: small, medium, large. Okay. He says the price of the smallest and the medium in the ratio of 2:5. So this is 2x and 5x. Okay. The shop owner decides to increase the price of smallest and medium by 6 rupees. So he does it 2x plus 6 and 5x plus 6. And this is the largest, I'm saying Z. The product of 2x into 5x into Z initially is equal to 800. The product of prices is 800 originally. And then it says it becomes equal to 3,200. This is what it says. What is the sum of original price of the 3 sizes? So what do we need to do? 2x plus 5x plus Z is what we need to find. Start making cases. Don't waste time. Put x equal to 1. Remember, CAT is about cute numbers. Small, medium, large. If x is equal to 1, this will be 2 and 5. The product is 800. So large size will be equal to 80. 2 into 5 into 80 is 800. Okay. But what is the second case? 2x plus 6 and 5x plus 6. So if this increases by 6, this becomes 8. This increases by 6, this becomes 11. The product and 80. Is the product equal to 3,200? No. Why? Because 3,200 is not a multiple of 11. So at this stage itself, you should have said x equal to 1 is not possible. Because if this 5 becomes increased by 6, becomes 11, then the product cannot be 3,200 because 3,200, and even if otherwise you can check, 18 to 18 to 11 is not 3,200. Next case, x equal to 2. If x is equal to the small original size prices were 4 and 2 and 5 here, 4 and 10 ho jayega. If the original product is 100, this becomes equal to large becomes equal to 20 rupees. Okay. If this goes up by 6 rupees, this becomes 10. This goes up by 6 rupees, 16. This remains the same. What is the product? 16 into 2, 32 into 100, 3,200. It satisfies. If it satisfies, that means these are the original prices. So what is my answer going to be? Answer is going to be 20, 10, 30 and 4, 34. Okay. Okay. So I hope this clears the basic funda to all of you. Okay. Now what we will do is, you will go to understand that this is something you need to practice a lot. All mocks that I have, almost all mocks I have given Jugaad solution, I have given overview, which question should be attempted, not attempted, etc., etc. All that I have done. And this is something which you need to practice on a regular basis. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll try to apply our learnings to CAT SLOT-2 paper of 23. But before that, I will again highlight something which I do in every mock. Please identify easy questions. These are the ones which you can solve in 3 minutes, maybe outside 4 minutes. Medium questions, which are 5-minute questions, and the other questions are not to be attempted. Your job is to focus on these questions first. After that, if you have time, you can worry about it. Otherwise, these questions, round 3 questions, are something which are not relevant for me in the paper at all. Let me see if there any message from Sazil or anyone else. Okay. Okay, great. So let's get started with the CAT paper now. I'm rushing a bit because I'm running behind schedule. It's 11:40 and I think I'll need about 1 hour for this thing. Okay. Question 1. For any natural number m and k, such that k divides both m plus 2n and 3m plus kn, 4n, k must be a common divisor of what? Now please notice only 40% attempted it, but it has got 60% accuracy. This is my round 1 question. There's a standard Jugaad question. This is a standard Jugaad question. I take values of m and n. Let me start by saying let m be equal to 2, n equal to 3. If m is equal to 2 and n equal to 3, what is m plus 2n? M plus 2n becomes equal to 2 plus 6, 8. And the other is 3m plus 4n. What does it become? 9. 3m is 6. 6 plus 12, 18. Now k must be a common divisor of both of them. K divides both of these. So what value of k is possible? K equal to 2. The only common factor of 8 and 18 is 2. Yes, there can be others also, but as far as I'm concerned, this is, that's the only factor actually. Okay, so k equal to 2. Now what does it say? K must be a divisor of. M and n are 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Will k equal to 2 divide 3? No, choice 1 is wrong. 2 and m is 2, n is 3, so 6. Correct? K equal to 2. What about this one? 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9. 2 will not divide 3 with 9, will not divide 9. 2m is equal to 4, n is equal to 3. 2 will not divide this one. Correct answer, choice 2. Standard Jugaad question. How can you miss this question? A general case is given. There's a question which a general case is given. Please use a specific case. That rule is very, very important. If you don't look at the rule, if you forget this general case to specific case rule, you'll end up wasting time. Good question to these. Any non-zero real number xy such that y is less than 3 and x upon y. Okay. Now, most of the time I'll say leave this question. But even if you have to don't start solving it straight away, simplify. It's such a question you should be simplifying. Otherwise, I will say in general, for most of you, this is a question you should be leaving. While the previous question, I'll say everyone should be attempting. There's a question, if you look at the question, you're not sure. If you think you need time to understand, leave the question and move on. Okay? But if you decide to do the question, don't solve it, simplify it. After all, what does it say? X upon y is less than x plus 3 upon y minus 6. Just multiply. What do I get? Xy minus 3x is less than xy plus 3y. Obviously, I can cancel out xy on both sides and 3 also. So what do we get? Minus x is less than y. Okay. Okay. Now check the choices. If x is greater or less than 0, if x is less than 0, I cannot say for y. Okay. The correct answer should be if y is less than 0. If y is less than 0, this satisfies. But this will happen only after this. But the other part, as I said, is if there's a question you think you don't understand, and I'm telling you, and this is very obvious from the attempt rate also. Only about 30% attempted. Out of them, 60% got it wrong. So 30% attempted it, 40% accuracy, only 12% of the population understood it. My question is, why did you even attempt if you're not sure about it? If the question you look at confuses you, leave it and move on. There's not a question I would recommend for most of you. Okay. Similarly out here, the sum of all possible values of x satisfying this equation. Yeah, I'll have to think. If I have to think, I will leave. I am not saying it cannot be solved. I am saying, is it worth attempting this question in the paper, which has got limited time before you? In 40 minutes, your job is to do 10, 12 questions. Why should you start doing questions which you are not sure of? If you need to think, it can be done. It is of the form of a plus b whole square. But if it does not strike you immediately, it is not worth attempting. Even if it strikes you, it is going to be time consuming. Not a good question to attempt. It is a round 3 question. It's a well left question. Not to waste your time on it at all. Okay. I would rather do this question. No? A, B, M, N be natural numbers such that A is greater than 1, B is greater than 1. If A to power M, B to power N is 144 is to power 145. Largest possible value of N minus N. Again, this is a question. If you are not comfortable, I would straight away say leave it if it does not strike. But what I like about the question is 144. 144 is 12 square. So what is 144 to power 15? It is 12 square to power 15. Sorry, 145, not 15, 145. Or it is 12 to power 290. And what is 12? 12 is nothing but 2 square into 3 raised to power 290. So this becomes 2 to power 580 into 3 to power 290. So what is this? A to power M into B to power N is equal to 2 to power 580 into 3 to power 290. Because this was an easy number, it was easy to handle this part. What do we want? The largest possible value of maximum value of N minus M. So what do I want? Maximum possible value of N. Maximum value of N will be 580. And minimum value of M? No, not 290. If I say this is M, so I can say this is A to power 580. Sorry, rather. I can say this is, I can write it like this now. So 2 to power 580 into 3 to power 290 is raised to power 1. So I can say the minimum value of M is going to be 1. So the answer should be 579. Now this is a question in which I am reasonably sure many people would have marked the answer as 580 minus 290, which is 290. Okay, this is a common error which would have happened in this question. But that is unavoidable, and if you are doing 10-12 questions, getting one wrong, it's not an issue. But there's a question which should be attempted. And remember, when the question says largest possible, that means you need to look at the maximum possible value of N and minimum possible value of M. Minimum possible value of M will be 1. Okay. Again, another question which is a log question. If you are comfortable with logs, should be attempted. If you are not, should not be attempted. But by and large, I will say, look at this number. What is 0.008? It is nothing but 0.2 cube. And what is 0.2? It is 1 by 5. So is it not equal to 5 to power minus 3? So this is 25. This should strike you immediately that this is 5 to power minus 3. Okay, and hence it becomes a very easy question. But this question to be done only by those of you who are very comfortable with logs. And if logs is not something you are very comfortable with, maybe there's a question you should revise later and then come back to it later. Okay, but let's do this question. After all, what does this become? Log of under root 3 plus log of 2 log 5 base x, sorry. Because it is, after all, 25 is nothing but 5 square. Similarly, this become, this is nothing but 5 to power minus 3. So this becomes minus 3. Log of base x is equal to 16 by 3. So, log of base x under root 3 is equal to 16 by 3. And this 2 upon minus 3 goes to the other side. It becomes plus 2 by 3. 6. So what is x going to be? Under root 3 raised to power 6, which is equal to 3 cube. What do we need to find? This. Log of base 3, 3x square. What is 3x square? X square will become 3 to power 6 into 3, 3 to power 7. Okay. Now, in this question, what is important is when you look at this equation, straight away it should say, okay, this is 5 square and this is 5 to power minus 3. Otherwise, if you are not comfortable, please leave it and move on. I don't have a problem. If you are comfortable with logs, there's a round 1 question. If you are not comfortable with logs, you should be leaving this question and moving on. Okay. Let k be the largest integer such that this equation has no real roots. If y is a positive real number, then the least possible value of this expression, leave. Or round 2. Not to be attempted in round round 1. Why? No real roots is easy to handle. That means discriminant is less than 0. But is it the straightforward equation? No, it is not. After that, it is still talking about least possible value of this expression. So this is a multi-step question. Not only do I have to find something from here, and then I have to work here also. I would rather come back to it later if I have time. This is not the question I want to again look at. 40% attempt, only 20% got it right. Only about 8% students are getting it right. This is not a question. Again, I will repeat, if a question forces you to think, maybe it is not a question you should be attempting at all. Okay. The number of positive integers less than 50, having exactly two distinct factors other than 1 itself. 70% attempted, only about 20% got it right. This is a round 1 question. This is a jugaad question. What is a jugaad? Write down the cases. Don't hesitate. Don't think you don't have time to write. You have 3 to 4 minutes per question. You can easily write down. Okay. So let's start doing that. Number of positive integers less than 50 having exactly two distinct factors. If it has to have exactly two distinct factors, that means A into B or A cube. Isn't it? If the power is 1, the number of roots are going, number of factors are going to be 2 into 2, 4. Similarly, out here, the number of factors will be 4. Okay, so what are the possibilities? 2 cube, 3 cube. 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27. What is 4 cube? 64. It is more than 4. So, 2 cases here. And A into B, let's start writing down the cases. 2 into 3, 2 into 5, 7, 11, 13. Then we'll have 17 into 2, 34. 19 into 2, 38. 23 into 2, 46. 29 into 2, 58 is more. So with 2, only these cases are possible. Next, just start with 3. 3 into 5. Because 2 into 3 we have already taken, so 3 and higher numbers. 3 into 7. 11. 13 3s are 39. 17 3s are 50. No, 17 3s are 51 is out. And then we have 3, 5. 5 into 7. And then 5 into 11 will be 55. So these are the cases we have. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The answer is 15. Now, please write down the cases. Don't try to look for a shortcut in such a question. Please write down all the cases. After all, we are talking about possibilities less than 50. How much time will it take? Even if it takes me 1 minute extra, I'm perfectly fine with it because I know I'll get the correct answer. Don't rush to such questions. Okay. Ravi is driving at the speed of 40 kilometers per hour on the road, which is 54 meters behind Ravi, and driving in the same direction as Ravi. Ashok is driving in the same road from the opposite direction at the speed of 50 kilometers per hour and is 225 meters away from Ravi. The speed in kilometers per hour at which Vijay should drive, so that the 3 cross each other at the same time. So what do we have? We have Ravi driving at 40 kilometers per hour. Vijay is 54 meters behind. He is 54 meters behind. And we don't know his speed. And from the opposite side, Ashok is coming at the speed of 50 kilometers per hour. And he's 225 meters away. Okay. The speed in kilometers per hour at which Vijay should drive. So we need to find the speed of Vijay. So at the 3 cross each other, the same. Okay. Now, simple question, but I have small issue with this question. I find most people unnecessarily converting everything to meters or kilometers not required. I'll tell you why. Just work with the units which are there. Ravi and Vijay, Ravi and Ashok, when will they meet? They have to cover a total of 225 meters at the speed of 50 plus 44, 50 plus 40, 90 kilometers per hour. This is the time, isn't it? Now you'll say this is in meters, this is in kilometers per hour. Just hold on. कुछ नहीं होगा. This is my round 1 question and ये basic calculation जुगाड़ की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. Now, in this much time, Vijay has to cover a distance of 44. After all, speed is equal to distance upon time, or time is equal to distance upon speed. Okay. So speed should be equal to what should be the speed for him? Speed should be equal to distance to be covered is 54. In how much time? 54 meters. In how much time? In 225 by 90. Now this 225 is in meters, 90 is in kilometers. Meters will get cancelled out and you will get the speed in kilometers per hour. Now this was a chota sa jugaad of calculation which had you done, you would have saved time. So what should be his speed? The incremental speed of Vijay. Speed of Vijay minus speed of Ravi should be this much. So how much is it? 54 into 90 upon 225. 9 into 10 is 90, 9 into 25. Okay. So 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are. So it becomes 108 upon 5 or 216 upon 10, 21.6. So now what does that mean? Speed of Vijay should be 21.6 kilometers more than Ravi. So 61.6 should be the answer. And what have I done? I have used a very chota jugaad. I said, don't worry about the units. Because after all, the same units will come on the other side also and will get cancelled out. This was a round one question for me, including that chotu jugaad of calculation. There's a calculation jugaad that I would want you to remember. Question 8. Pipes A and C are fill pipes. Pipe B is the drain pipe of the tank. Pipe B empties the full tank in 1 hour less than the time taken by pipe A to fill the empty tank. When pipes A, B, C are turned on together, the empty tank is filled in 2 hours. If pipe B and C are turned on together, when the tank is empty and pipe B is turned off after 1 hour, the pipe C takes another 1 hour 15 minutes to fill the remaining tank. If pipe A can fill the empty tank in less than 5 hours, then the time taken by pipe C to fill the empty tank is how much? Okay. I am extremely happy that very few people attempted this question. But I'm extremely disappointed that people did not use jugaad in this question. Okay. This is a difficult, confusing question. Reading it takes time and to understand. And this is a typically round 2 question, but there's a question in which you can use jugaad very simply. Okay, let's look at this. What does it say? A, B, and C are 3 pipes. A fills the tank. B empties the tank. C again fills the tank. So positive to filling it. Okay. B is a drain pipe. Pipe B empties the tank in 1 hour less than the time taken by pipe A. Pipe B empties the tank in X hours. Pipe A will fill the tank in X plus 1 hours. Okay. When pipes A, B, C are turned on together, the tank is filled up in 2 hours. When all of them are filled up together, they will fill it in 2 hours. So can I say 50% of the tank gets filled up per hour? After all, if it is 2 hours. Okay. Okay. If pipe B and C are turned on together when the tank is empty and pipe B is turned off after 1 hour, that means pipe B for 1 hour, then pipe C takes another 1 hour 15 minutes. So pipe C takes how much? 1 hour along with pipe B and 1 hour 15 minutes alone. So 2 hours 15 minutes, which is equal to how much does it become? 135 minutes. To fill the remaining tank, and the tank gets filled 100%. Okay. Pipe A can fill that. Okay. If pipe A can fill the empty tank in less than 1 hour, time taken in minutes by pipe C. Okay. Now look at this. Check the choices. Which choice should you check? Choices are 60, 75, 90 and 120. Start with the middle choice always, because the middle choice will tell you even if it is wrong, should you go up or go down. Secondly, look at the number which is convenient. So the middle choices are either 75 or 90, which is a more convenient number, 90. Why? Because this is 45 into 2 and 135 is nothing but 45 into 3. So there's a correlation I can find, hence I started with 90. So I said, let me assume 90 as the answer. Let me check for 90. If pipe C can fill the tank in 90 minutes, 1.5 hours, then in 1 hour 30, in 2 hours 15 minutes or 135 minutes, it will fill 150% of the tank. And since the entire thing gets filled up, that means B empties 50% of the tank in 1 hour, because B was there only for 1 hour. What does that mean? B empties half the tank in 1 hour, that means X should be equal to 2. Because B will empty 100% of the tank. So if X is equal to, this should be equal to 3. And we know C is nothing but 1.5 hours. So in 2 hours, what will be the situation? In 2 hours, pipe A will fill 66.66% of the tank. Pipe B will empty 100% of the tank. Isn't it? Because it empties the tank in 2 hours, so in 2 hours it will empty. And what about pipe C? In pipe C, in 90 minutes, okay. In pipe C, in 90 minutes, it does 100% of the tank. Sorry. So in 120 minutes, which is 2 hours, how much will it do? It will do 133.33%. So what is the total? Is it filling the tank 100%? 133 plus 66, 200 minus 100, 100%. That means this is the correct answer. So this is a question which is a round 2 question. This is a round 2 question, but a question which has to be solved with Jugaad. If you don't use Jugaad, you will end up wasting a lot of time in this question. Okay. So the key out here was to again start by saying, let me start from a number which is in the middle and use a number which is convenient. Since this is 45 into 2, 45 into 3, 135 is 45 into 3, I went with 45 into 2 because that is a convenient or a cute number. Now the easiest question of this paper, 90% people attempted, unfortunately out of them 1/4 got it wrong. One of the easiest questions but should have been attempted by everyone. Meenu purchases a sunglasses for ₹1,000 and sells it to Kanu at a 20% profit, so ₹1,200. So she makes a profit of ₹200 out here. Then Kanu sells it back to Meenu at 20% loss. So Meenu purchases the same thing again at 20%, at 80% of this, so 960. Then Meenu sells the same pair of glasses to Tanu. If the total profit she made by Meenu from all her transactions ₹500, that means the second transaction she would have won ₹300. What is the profit percentage? 300 by 960, which is 10 by 32. What is 1 by 32? 1 by 16 is 6.25%. Or 10 by 16 is 62.5%. So 10 by 32 will be 31.25%. Correct answer, choice 3. Now the key thing out here was to remember these are two different transactions. The people who have got wrong, 25% people who got it wrong probably converted them into a single transaction. These are two different transactions and they should be treated accordingly only. I'm honestly surprised with the fact that only 27% students attended this problem. This is a standard question. This kind of question is there in every standard textbook of catpreparation. Every study material has this kind of a question. How can you not attempt this question? Something which I was shocked when I looked at the data. This should have been attempted by 100% of the people the same way as the previous question. One of the easiest questions of this paper. But nevertheless, let's go through the question. Price of precious stone is directly proportional to the weight square of its weight. So price is proportional to weight square. Sita has a piece weighing 18 units. So what is the price of this 18 unit? It will be proportional to 18 square, which is 324. Okay. If she breaks it into 4 pieces with each piece having distinct integer weight, then the difference between the highest and the lowest possible values of the total price of 4 pieces will be 288,000. What is the price of the original precious stone? Okay. So if she breaks into 4 pieces, each having distinct integer weight, look at the extreme cases because we want the highest and lowest possible values. Extreme case could be 1, 2, 3. Total weight has to be 18, 3, 2, 5 and 1, 6, so 12. If these are the weights, the price will be proportional to 1 square, 2 square, 3 square and 12 square. Isn't it? How much does it become? Price will be proportional to 144 plus 9 and 110 makes it 154 plus 4, 158. Okay. So can I say, okay, let me say this price of this 18 is 324 K square and this is 1 K, sorry, and this is 158k. Okay. And what will be the other extreme? Get all of them as close as possible. What is 18 by 4? 4.5. So if 18 by 4 is 4.5, that means 4, 5, 3, 6. The minimum will happen when all the numbers are very close to each other, closest possible. The maximum will happen when the numbers are as far apart. So this is the highest number. Okay. In this case, the price will be in proportional to this is the weight. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square 25, 6 square 36. How much does it become? 36 and 9, 45, 45, 50, 60, 70, 86. Okay. Now what does it say? The difference between the highest and lowest. Difference between highest and lowest is 80 and 70, 72k. 72k is equivalent to 288. I am just not bothered about the last 3 zeros anywhere. Okay. What do we need? We need to find the price of the original piece. Original piece is 324k. So can I say this is slightly more than 4 times? So my answer should be slightly more than 288 into 4. And you could also say it should be less than 288 into 5. Approximate. What is 280? Can I say it should be approximately around 1200? Very high. Less than 1200. Low. Correct answer. What is 288 into 4? 288 into 2 will be 28 into 56, 576. 576 into 2 will be about 1172. So my answer has to be greater than 1172. Hence this choice is wrong. My answer has to be less than 1500. Hence the other choice is wrong. So correct answer, choice 4. Do the approximation. The jugaad of calculation is always helpful. But I'm very, very surprised that only 1/4 of the candidates attempted this question. This is a standard question and everyone should have attempted it. Jugaad. Round 1. In a company, 20% of the employees work in the manufacturing department. Total salary obtained by all manufacturing employees is 1/6 of the total salary obtained by employees in the company. Then the ratio of average salary obtained by manufacturing to the non-manufacturing. Okay. So we have manufacturing and non-manufacturing. Number of employees. Let me assume that the total number of employees is 10. 20% of the employees work in manufacturing department. That means 8 do not work in the manufacturing or 8 work in the non-manufacturing. What is the average salary? We don't know. What is the total salary? Number of employees into average salary should be equal to total salary. Okay. Let me assume that the total salary is equal to 100. If total salary is equal to 100, okay. The total salary obtained by all manufacturing employees is 1/6. 1/6 है ना, नहीं 100 नहीं लेता मैं. I'll not take it as 100, I'll take it as 120. So that my calculations become easy. A total salary of the manufacturing employees is 1/6 of the total salary obtained by all employees of the company. So this is 20. This should be 100. Okay. So what should be the average salary of manufacturing? 20 by 2 equal to 10. And similarly, the average salary of these people is going to be 100 by 8. Okay. Then the ratio of average salary obtained by manufacturing employees to the salary obtained by non-manufacturing. So average salary of manufacturing is 10 and this is 100 by 8. So what does it become? 80 by 100 or 4 by 5. Correct answer. Choice 1. Simple choice 2. Sorry. Simple jugaad solution is there. You could have also done many other things, but in the worst case, all you need to do is assume values and get to the answer fast. My favorite question of this paper. Anil borrows 2 lakh rupees at an interest of 8% per annum compounded half yearly. If he repays 10,320 at the end of first year and closes the loan by paying the outstanding amount at the end of third year, total interest in rupees paid over 3 years is needed to what? Okay. Now 2 lakhs rupees. 8% per annum compounded half yearly, which implies 8.16% per year. Why? Because these are nothing but two successive increments of 4%. So a single increment of 8%. It's 8.16%. Okay. But we don't need all this stupidity. Now, if it was simple interest, year 1 interest would be equal to 16,000. Isn't it? And how much did he repay? He repaid only 10,300 something. 10,320. That means he still has interest of first year to pay. So can I say, if it is simple interest, his answer, the amount of interest he would have paid would be greater than 8% of 2 lakhs into 3 years. That means if it was simple interest, his answer would have been greater than 48,000. Isn't it? Or it would be 48,000, not greater than equal to 40,000. So if simple interest, the answer should be 48,000. That means in case of compound interest, the answer should be greater than 48,000. Less than 48, less than 48, less than 48. This is the answer. But yeah, कोई calculation नहीं चाहिए थी. Why did 55% of the students not attempt this question? This is a simple, straightforward question. Should have been attempted by everyone. Now, this is a question. When you read the question, many of you will get confused and hence should not be doing it. This is typically a round 2 or a round 2 or a round 3 question. This is not a question I'll recommend attempting, though it's a straightforward question. I'll do the solution for you. But in the paper, I'm again repeating, if you read the question, not sure you're getting confused, you don't know the way forward, leave it and move on. Okay. A certain amount of money is divided among n person, each one of them receives 352. So the total amount is 352 n. However, if 2 persons receive 506 each, minus 2 into 506, this is the amount left. Total amount was 352 and 2 people receive 506, so 2 into 506. The remaining amount is divided among the other persons. Remaining n minus 2 per people get this money. Each of them receives less than or equal to 330. What does that mean? 352n minus 2 into 506, 1012 should be less than equal to 330 into n minus 2. You solve this, you'll get n has to be less than equal to 16. That means maximum possible value of n is 16. But I'm saying this can be done. This for many of you, it's a round 2 or round 3 question. I will do it in round 1 because I understand the question. But if you don't understand, there's not a question you should be attempting at all, or you should be leaving it for later. Yeah. Okay. Jain bought a certain number of white shirts at the rate of rupees 1,000 per piece and certain number of blue shirts at the rate of 1125 per piece. For each shirt, he set a fixed market price which was 25% higher than the average cost of all shirts. He sold the shirts at a discount of 10% and made a profit of rupees 51,000. And if he bought both colors of shirts, then the maximum possible total number of shirts he could have bought. Now, this again is a question, as the red color at the bottom is telling you that which should not have been possibly attempted by many of the students. This was a question which you should be leaving, but there's the reason why many people did not attempt because they did not understand. There's something which is very, very interesting out here, and I wish people would have been able to pick up. Okay. White shirt at rupees 1,000 and blue shirts at rupees 1125. Okay. And a certain number at 11. For each shirt, he then fixed a market price which was 25% at the average price. Both of them he sold at the average plus 25%. Okay. But white shirts, if there are X white shirts and Y, the average will be this plus this divided by X plus Y. And this is where the confusion starts happening. But please understand, if on an average he's getting 25% more, if the average marked price is 25% more, that means each of them is 25% more. So the right approach for this question should have been cost price of white is 1,000 and the blue is 1125. The marked price of this will be 25% is 25% more. That means it should be 25% above 1000, which is 1250. And similarly, this will be 1125 into 1.25 or 5 by 4. Okay. And then what does he do? He sells at a discount of 10%. So there's a markup of 25% and there's a discount of 10%. Net it is A plus B plus AB by 100, 12.5%. So this is the profit. The key thing to understand in this question was, and I think those 8% who got it right, the key thing was that after all, there's a markup of 25% followed by 10% discount. It is a net of 12.5% profit. So on white shirts, he's got a 12.5% profit. On blue shirts, he's got a 12.5% profit. And what is 12.5%? 1 by 8. So this basic jugaad, had you understood, you would have been able to do the question. So what does that mean? What is the cost price of white shirts? 1000. And the white shirts are, let me say W. Number of white shirts is W. Cost price of blue shirts is 1125. And number of blue shirts is W. B. There is a total cost. So his profit is going to be by 8. Why 8? Because 1 by 8 is equal to 12.5%. So profit is 1/8 of the cost price, which is equal to 51,000. Okay. I am leaving it here for you to solve it yourself beyond this. But this is the starting point of the question. And had you done this, you would have been able to solve. But as I always say, this is post-mortem. And if you have not understood the question, you should have left it. Okay, let's quickly solve the question. It won't take too much time. $51,000 into 8. So how much does it become? 20 divided by 25, 40 W plus 45 B. This will become 25. 25 into 2, 50, 100, 2040 into 8. Maximum possible total number of shirts we want to find. If you want maximum possible total number of shirts, you need to maximize the white shirts. Why you want to maximize the white shirt? Because they're the cheaper shirts. If I want maximum possible number of shirts, I will buy more of the cheaper shirts than the expensive ones. So what should W be equal to? 2040 into 8 upon 40. I have skipped a couple of steps to save time. Okay. So effectively, what is W coming out to be? 2040 into 8. Okay, 8 ones are 8, 8 fives are 40. Minus. So the minimum value of B has to be equal to 8. Only with B is minimum that W will be maximum. So B has to be equal to 8. Because if B is less than 8, this will be a decimal. So if B is less than 8, this means W will be equal to 2040,408 minus 9, which is equal to 399. So the answer should be 399 plus 8407. But the key thing out here, which is what I want you to understand, okay, the key thing out here was this part. That if he has got a markup of 25%, assume markup on each shirt is 25%, discount is what, 10%, net profit of 12.5% on each shirt is what you should have assumed and moved on. I have never understood why a student did not use a calculator out here. Most of you are not very comfortable with the calculator. Please use a calculator. Secondly, don't worry about 40 liters and 4 liters. What does that mean? Initially, it is 100% milk. 10% is being replaced. 4 liters is 10% of this, no? So use a calculator. After first iteration, it will become 90%. Second iteration, 90%, 81%. So into third iteration, 72.9%. Use a calculator if you need to. 100 into 0.9 into 0.9 into 0.9, your answer will be n equal to 7. This was a calculator question. If you have not used a calculator and you are not comfortable with oral calculation, you have made a big mistake. जुगाड़ क्वेश्चन एंड द चॉइसेस क्लियरली देख के समझ आता है, जुगाड़ तो लगाएंगे इसमें. A triangle is drawn with its vertices on circle C such that one of the sides is the diameter of C. So if I draw the circle and one of the sides is the diameter, the other two sides have lengths in the ratio of A to B. Okay. So if the radius of circle is R, what is the area of the triangle? Simple रखते हैं ना. If the radius of circle is R, let me say radius is equal to 1. So diameter has to be equal to 2. And what about A and B? Assume them to be equal. This is a angle in semicircle is right angle. So this should be under root 2 and under root 2. Okay. So after all, if say x square 2x square should be equal to 2 square. Or x square is equal to 2, so x is equal to root 2. So A equal to B, so as far as we are concerned, we are saying A is equal to B equal to root 2 and R is equal to 1. This is what we have done. Okay. We want to find the area of the triangle. What is the area of the triangle? Half into base into height, which is equal to 1. So we are looking for value 1. So start substituting. A into B, this what does it become? 2 into root 2 into root 2. R square will be 1 upon A square is 2 plus 2. A square is 2, B square is 2. So 4. So 2 into 2, 4. So this is equal to 1 can be the answer. Now this is coming out to be 1. Now please look at choice 2. Is choice 2 not half of choice 1? This will be 1 by 2. Because ABR square, A square plus B square. So this is 1 by 2. What about this one? Again, this is choice 3 is half of choice 2, 1 by 4. Wrong. And what choice 4? Choice 4 is double of choice 1. So this should be equal to 2. Wrong. Standard जुगाड़ question है यार, ये कैसे मिस किया? Only 1/4, less than 30% of the candidates attempted this question. Standard जुगाड़ question should not be missing out on such question. Another जुगाड़ question. Unfortunately, very few attempted this one. In a rectangle ABCD, AB is 9, BC is 6 centimeters. So let me draw the figure very quickly. Okay. Yeah. P and Q are 2 points on BC, such that the area of the figure ABP, APQ, and AQCD are in geometric progressions. Okay. Okay. ABP, APQ, AQCD are in geometric progression. So this figure, this triangle, and this quadrilateral are in geometric progression. Area of AQCD is 4 times. This area is 4 times this one. Then what is BPQ is to QQ? BP is to PQ is to QC. Now, first thing you need to look at this question. Now, there's a question. Look at this. First is to second is double. The third will be the smallest, no? After all, area of ABP, what will this be? Half into, let's say this is X, this is Y, this is Z. Half into, and this is H. Okay. X into H. What is the second one going to be? APQ. Half into YH. And the third one is going to be AQCD will be equal to Z. And what is this? X plus Y plus Z. X plus Y plus Z. Half into sum of parallel sides into distance between them plus Z to H. तो क्या मतलब हुआ? ये half सबसे हट सकता है, H हट सकता है. So what are we looking at? Ratio of these only. So ratio of these. So what is the first thing? Since out here we have not only this but this side also, this will be fairly small. So my first jugaad in this question was, this cannot be the answer. Third side or this QC has to be the smallest. Secondly, these two cannot be equal. Wrong. Correct answer is 2, 4, 1. Okay. So this is the way I did the question. I would have done the question in the paper. But the other approach could also be like that. Let's check the choices. So just check. Now what are this? We want effectively. Okay, let me just write it down. Okay. Effectively, this is, we saying x, y, and x plus y plus 2z should be in geometric progression. This and this should be in geometric progression. So in choice 1, 1, 2, and what is z is 1. So 2, 3, 4. So what does it become? 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 5. This is not in geometric progression. Choice 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 1, 8. 2, 4, 8 is in geometric progression. Similarly, you could check the other ones also, but this was a straightforward jugaad question which you should have been able to pick up. Standard jugaad question, draw the figures, solve. Area of quadrilateral, there is the y-axis, x equal to 5, and lines mod of xy, x minus y, and this vector. Now, start by taking the value of y as 0. Sorry, x as 0. Why? Because this y-axis where x will be 0. So, if x is equal to 0, what do we have here? Mod of y, mod of minus y, minus 2. That means y should be equal to mod of y is equal to 7 or y is equal to plus minus 7. So, here we have plus 7 and here you have minus 7. Second case, x equal to 5. If x is equal to 5, mod of 5 minus y minus 0 should be equal to 2. So y can be equal to either 7 or 3. So this is my graph. So what is this? 7 minus 3, this is 4, this is 14. Half sum of parallel sides into distance between them. What is the difference between these two? 5. So 18 by 2, 9 into 5, 45. Please remember, all such questions, your basic jugaad is to draw the figure and get the answer. And only 1%, 3.5% or 37% students got it right. One of the easiest questions of this paper. How much time do I have? I am okay. I have another 10 minutes. I'll finish it in. Now, this is typically a round 2 or round 3 question, depending upon what year. There's not a round 1 question. Okay. I did the question round 2, but halfway in the question, I found the jugaad and finished it. Okay. So let me do the question for you. P square plus Q square minus 29 is equal to 2PQ minus 20 equal to 52 minus 2PQ. Difference between the maximum and minimum possible values of PQ minus QQ. Okay. Let's look at this number. Let me look at these two first. 2PQ minus 20. Okay. So if I put 4PQ, this side should be equal to 72. That means PQ should be equal to 36. Sorry, not 36, 18. So what can you say about PQ? They could be 18 into 1 or 1 into 18, 9 into 2 or 2 into 9, 6 into 3 or 3 into 6. Or it could be minus 18 into minus 1, minus 9 into minus 2, minus 6 into minus 3. 4 possibilities, no? Sorry. These are the 6 possibilities for PQ. Okay. Now, I started solving the equation further now. Now I look at these two. is equal to 2PQ minus 20. So if I transpose this to the left hand side, what do I get? P square plus Q square minus 2PQ. So far it is conventional thing which is happening, which is nothing but P minus Q whole square is equal to 9. What is the next step going to be? Next step logically should have been to look at this equation and this equation and similarly find P plus Q whole square and then solve it. But for me the answer came from here. Wrong choice. Yeah. This is wrong because P minus Q, 18 minus 1 whole square is not 9. 9 minus 2 whole square is not 9. Possible. Similarly, this is out, this out. So there are only two possibilities. So, what is going to be the maximum value of P minus? So, we want maximum value of P cube minus Q cube and minimum value of P cube minus Q cube. Maximum value will be P cube is positive. It will be in this particular case 6 cube minus 3 cube. 6 cube is 216 minus 27, which is 189. And minimum, this will be the one. Minus 6 cube is minus 6 cube minus 216 plus 27. So answer should be, what is the difference between maximum? Maximum is 189 and difference minus 189, 378. So this was a jugaad which came halfway in the question, but starting point always is for me is going to be this. Mathematically, conventionally, you would have taken this equation and this equation and found P plus Q whole square also, and then you would have solved it further. But we did not need to do it because we looked at the rest of the data also. Again, a simple question should have been attempted, but nevertheless, we'll look at this question. And there's a small jugaad out here in the question which I'll talk about. Let the series be in arithmetic progression. A common difference of both series are prime numbers. A5 is B9, A19 is B19, and B2 is 0. What is A11? So first of all, I know B2 is 0. So that is my base, and A11 is what I need to find. So I'll work everywhere with respect to B2 and A11. Question says A5 is equal to B9. A5, I'll write with respect to A11, A11 minus 6G. Let me say, for series A, the common difference is G1, series B, the common difference is D2. And what is B9 going to be? Start with B0. Why B0? Sorry, B2. Not B0, B2, because I know B2 is 0. B2 plus 72. Or I can say A11 is equal to 6D1 plus 72. Because B2 is equal to 0. Similarly, what is the second situation? A19 is B19. A19 is A11 plus 8D1. B19 is B2 plus 17 D2. Again, that means A11 is equal to B2 is 0, 17 D2 minus 8 D1. Compare the two. 6 D1 plus 7 D2 is equal to 17 D2 minus 8 D1. So if you take it to the other side, 14 D1 is equal to 10 D2, which implies D1 upon D2 is equal to 10 by 14, which is equal to 5 by 7. The common difference are prime numbers only. That means 5 has to be D1 and 7 has to be D2. What do we need to find? A11. What is A11 equal to? A11 we have already found here. So A11 is now going to be equal to D1 is 5. So A11 is equal to 6 into D1 is 5 plus 7 into D2 is 7. 30 plus 49, 79. Okay. Now, the only jugaad I am suggesting here is that work with respect to B2 and A11 and not others. If you had started with A1 also, you would have got the answer, but you would have done a couple of extra steps. Standard question. Everyone should have been able to solve this question. I was actually again surprised with the fact that only 1/3 of the population attempted the question. And I don't know any reason why that should be the case. Okay, what is AN? AN and last 3 digits of the integers that are, then the largest 3-digit number that is common to both the sequence. Okay, 3-digit number means less than 1000. Okay, so what is AN equal to? 13 plus 6n minus 6. So this is 6n plus 7. And similarly, if I look at BN, 15 plus 7n minus 7. 15 minus 7 is 8. 7n. Identify the first common number. Starts from here. N is 1, so it becomes 15, 22, 29, 29 and 7, 36. Okay, let's see. What do we get here? 13, 13, 6, 19, 25, 31, 37, 37 and 6, 43, 46, 6, 43, 6, 49. Okay, 36 and 7, 43. So, the common is 43. Okay, now if common is 43, the next one will be, the common numbers will be 43. Next will be 43 plus, this is increasing by 6, this is increasing by 7, plus 42. So the common terms will be of the form of 42k plus 43. This has to be less than or equal to 1000. Now you can do multiple ways. My simple way is just to do an approximation. So 42 into 10 is 420, into 20 is 840. So 840 plus 43 will be part of my answer. That makes it 964. Oh, 840 plus, not 84. 840 plus 43, sorry. I was wondering what am I doing. This is 883. But 883 is less than 1000. Let me add another 42 to it. 5. 925, another 42. 967. Beyond this, if I add 42, I'll go beyond 1000. So 967. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you, and this is what I want you to understand now. Now look at the questions which are there in this paper. Jugaad question, there are 9 questions which are Jugaad questions in this paper. Okay. If I have got 9 Jugaad questions, why am I worried about things? And look at this. 4 questions at the stretch were Jugaad questions. In others also, there was some Jugaad component was used. And there are some more Jugaad questions out here which were in round 2. But if I just worry about round 1 questions, I have got about 15 questions out here. If you remember in raised to 99 head start, we talked about the fact that even in slot 3 paper, there were at least 15 questions. Similarly out here, there are 15 questions. My point is, did you leave these questions or not? Did you leave the questions which you are not comfortable with? To me, these are the questions which practically all of you could have attempted. How many are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Out of these 14 questions, you needed to do about 9 to 10 questions only. And that is the key to this paper. So if I have to summarize, as far as I am concerned, in this paper, you need to go through all what we have done today, go through those basic principles, go through the mocks that we are doing, go through the Jugaad solution of old CAT paper which are available by me on OpenCat and other websites. Please make sure you are thorough with it. And secondly, don't rush through questions. If you think you have not understood, if you are confused, don't do this question. You can always come back to it later if you want. Okay. So with this, I will stop the session. Back to you, Sazeen. Yeah. Okay, so...
Hi, GP.
Yeah, okay, so
I